we have the agenda. These all are the topics or the chapters which we are going to discuss in the jQuery, starting from the getting started. In the getting started, we are going to discuss about what is jQuery, how the jQuery works, and why we need it, and what is size of the syntax, and what all things we can go with it. Next, using the syntax, and we have the selector, we have the event method, we have the effects, we have the animation, the effects, which includes the fade in, fade out, toggle, hide, and show. These all things come under the effects. Animation, which includes the movement of any of the menu bar, closing, opening. These all come under the animation. And we have the callback function. In the callback function, we can able to call any function, and which is going to occur in a given set of functions. We have chaining method, in which we are going to execute a set of functions one by one, and we have get context, means we have get content and attributes, we have set content and attributes, we have add element, we have remove element, we have get set css classes, in which we can able to add the classes, and we can already have a css syntax which is going to give them css syntax. We have css method, in which we are going to add the style to any of the html element, and we have the dimension, we have transversing, we have ajax. In the ajax, we can able to go with those form methods, in which we have get and the post, we have now conflict method, we have the filters, and last we have the examples. And this is all about the agenda, and this is a powerful tool which you have to learn, so that it will become easy for you to develop any of the website, because it is quite powerful. And next, we are going to discuss with getting started. Well, you can either download the jQuery, or you can use the CDN. What is CDN? Content Delivery Network. It is a network in which many of the contents are stored in the cloud. You can access using a simple link, which I can add into the head tag of the HTML head, which is which contains the title, meta. At that mode of time, you can add that script, and this script going to access those all things, and you can go with it. And next one is downloading the library. Whenever you are going with the npm library, you can able to download that, and we have the pip, and we can have a lot of things through which you can able to download. And this is how we go with getting started, in which we can able to download or directly use those all things. And next, we are with the syntax. Well, in the ES6 or in the normal JavaScript, to select any of the HTML element either with a tag or the class or any ID, we used to write document.querySelector, or document.getElement by ID, or document.getElements by class name, or document.getElements by tag name. We used to write these all things, but it is very simple in this jQuery. Instead of using those all document dot, we can able to use this dollar sign. As the dollar sign which you are using, you have to use the dollar sign, and you have to use these brackets, under which you have to use this double inverted comma, under which you have to mention the tag. If you want to select any class, you have to mention dot, and you have to mention the class name. Means if you have declared any of the HTML element using class equal to hello, and you want to call that HTML element, for in that case you have to use dollar, and in the brackets you have to use inverted comma dot hello, and it is going to select that one. And next, we have for ID selection. To select any of the HTML element which is with ID, you can able to call that ID name with the hash mark, hash as a prefix, and it is the ID name, and you can able to call that. And this is how we go with the syntax. And here is the syntax, in which we are going to select using these three methods, either of these three methods, and we are going to add the actions which include hide, show, and we can able to add attributes, we can able to add the scripts, HTML, text, value, and a lot. And before adding these all things, whenever you have added any of the CDN like script tag, you need to add the document.ready function. Under this document.ready function, you are going to write this all the jQuery function. If you don't add any of the document.ready function, your JavaScript is not going to be executed. That's true. You need to add document.ready because your jQuery is very fast. If you add this, whenever document is loaded, at that mode of time it is going to be executed, else it is not going to execute anything. And this is all about the syntax. Next, we are with event method. Here are the some of the user events which we have discussed in the ES6 and the JavaScript, which are quite big. You can able to use those all things for in a very simple manner. For example, here we have the mouse, keyboard, form, and document. In the mouse, we have click, as we have used click at there. We have used on click. You don't have to use on click, on double click, on mouse enter. You don't have to use very big syntax. You have only this click method. Previously we have discussed selecting. At there I have used the action method. You can just remove that action method. You have to add this click method. Under the click you have the brackets in which you have to add the function, and it is going to execute the function. It is very simple, and I am going to discuss these all things in the VS Code. And we have the double click. If you want a user to double click any event and that event is to be occurred, for that you have to use the double click. And we have the mouse enter, and we have the mouse leave. When I am talking about the mouse enter, whenever the mouse someone clicks the mouse, then the event is going to occur, and whenever he leaves the mouse, this event is going to be occurred. And next we have the keyboard events. Whenever someone presses the key, any of the key like A, B, C, D, or any of the lot of keys are there, if you click anything, then the event is going to occur. If he click key down, in the key down, when he just click and leave, means when he just click, this event is going to occur. When in the key up, when he leaves that key, the event is going to occur. And we have the form method. We have already discussed a form method, in which we have discussed about the submit form type equal to submit, and we can able to use that submit in these forms. You just have to use dollar, and you have to select the form, and you have to use dot submit. Under submit you have to mention the function, and this function is going to occur if the user submit that. And we have the change. Whenever someone changes the form, like he enters his name and he enters his email ID and the password, he changed the whole form. Yes, from blank he had filled, therefore he had changed. When he changes that, this event is going to occur, the event which is under the change. And we have focus. Whenever user focuses a particular event, this event is going to occur. And we have the blur, which is going to make us something blur when user goes through it. And at last we have the document. We have discussed document.ready in the before presentation, and that's what it's all about. When document is loaded, it is going to make a function to occur. When document is resized, means from the normal size it is exaggerated, or the normal size it is compressed. At that mode of time, this resize is going to work. And we have the scroll. When document.scroll, whenever user scrolls that, and this event is going to occur. And we have unload. Whenever user load the page, and he leaves that, and he reload the page, this event is going to occur. And these are the event methods, and we are going to discuss these all things in the VS Code. All downloading, and second one is CDN. If you have used any of the Node.js bundles or Node bundles, there we will find npm, yarn, and a lot of packages. Under that packages, we can download them. Just we have to say npm install jQuery, and that's all. We can able to access the jQuery. And here for the normal project, in which we include HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, we use that CDN. First of all, after you create HTML and JS file, which is simple, I have already discussed, you need to add exclamatory mark here. Here we have to add the exclamatory mark, and you have to just say enter. And here is whole boilerplate code for the HTML, and you need to save. You need to save it. And here in the W3 School, you can able to access this script or the Google CDN for the jQuery, and you need to copy it, and here you need to come here and you have to paste it here, and you have to save it. And this is how we can able to use the Google CDN for accessing the jQuery. And now I'm going to discuss how we can create the jQuery. First of all, to create jQuery, we use $sign. Well, $sign is just like a document.get element in the normal JavaScript. Here we use document. This is how we create the document, and you need to start the ready, and under the ready you must have to mention the function, and here your code goes. And if you write the your code outside this, wait a minute, well, in the HTML we have written the script tag, but we haven't written the script for this JS. Means to access this JS we haven't written any script tag here, therefore I'm going to do that. And you need to come here, and you have to remember carefully that your CDN of the jQuery goes into the heading, means head of the HTML, and your script tag for this accessing the JS will go in the body. And you need to remember, else your code will not be executed. You just have to write script source, and you have to write i.js, and you have to save it. Well, I'm going with the extension, and my extension open in browser. You need to download it in the VS Code itself, and you need to come here, and in the HTML page you have to right click, and under right click you will find, wait a minute, you'll find open in default browser, open in other browser. Default means actually the browser which you already opened, and other browser means it will give you a lot of option. I just write open in default browser, I just click it. As you can have a look at here, here we have the hello world. Means I already written a hello world here, which is getting displayed here. And this I will just add it under the p tag. As you can have a look at here, I just add it in the p tag. I just copy it, I just save it, and it is under p tag. I just reload it. As you can have a look at here, wait a minute, here we have the hello world. Well, as you can have a look at here, I am going to change the content of this p. How I am going to do that? I just select that p, and this is how we select any of the element in the HTML using the $sign. We don't use any document.get element by ID, we just use this $sign. For this purpose, the jQuery is very popular, and we can use it in a projects, because you don't need to add document.get query selector or .get element by ID. You just need to add $sign, and after $.p you have to write dot, and if you want to change any of the HTML under that p, you just have to add the HTML, and under which I am going to say hey world, and I just save it. And when I just reload the site, well, it is getting updated with the hey world. Means we have successfully changed the HTML elements, means the HTML text which is present under the p. As you can have a look at here, it is still hello world only, but we have successfully changed using the jQuery. And this is how we go with the selecting and changing. And if you have any of the ID, here I have p, instead along with the p, if I add any ID, here is ID, I'm going to add the ID as hello. I just save it, and here to change any of the HTML text under the hello, means the ID hello, you just need to add hash, and you just have to add hello, and I save it, and I just reload the site. As you can have a look at here, here we are updated with the hello world. And if you added class here, instead of ID you have added the class. Well, you have added the class successfully. I just save it, and here you have the hello, both have the hello. Here we have the class equal to hello. To access any class, you just need to add a dot and the name of the class. The name of the class is hello, and we have added dot because it is a class. I just save it, and here comes, and I just reload the site. As you can have a look at here, we have successfully changed the HTML which is under a class hello. And this is how we go with selecting the elements. We select using the $sign, under which if it is a normal tag, we just add the text of the tag. If it is with ID, we just use hash mark and we add the ID name. If it is with a class name, we just use dot and we use the class name, and we can able to add any actions, and these .html are termed as actions. And this is how we go with the syntax of the HTML. And we have the event methods. Well, in the event methods we have a lot. First of all, I go with the click method. Here I create a button, and here I create a button, and button click, and I just save it. And in the JS I just save it, and here I use button. I've been calling that button using the dollar sign. Here this is how we call the button. And next I'm using the click. Under the click you can able to you trigger a function. Well, I use the dot click. Under the dot click you have to mention a function, and this is the function, and this is a completion of function, and this is a completion of whole click method. And whenever you click button, you are going to change the p tag, the HTML under the p tag, and here I am going to add hey world, and I just save it. Well, when I go here and I just reload the site, here we have the click button which I have created in the HTML, and we haven't added any on click function in the HTML. As you can have a look at here, we haven't added any on click event, but in the JS file I have added I have selected the button, and next I have added if it is clicked, then you have to trigger this function. And I just come here, I just reload the site. When I click that, it is going to be changed as a hey world, because I have already told them that it is going to change it into hey world. And here when I click it, it is changing completely to the hey world. And this is how we go with the click method. Next we have something different. We have the double click. Here double click, whenever I double click a specific event, the function is going to be triggered. Here I have added the double click, I just save it, and here I just reload this site. I will show you when I click it, the event is not going to occur. Until and unless I will not add any double click to this click, it is not going to be triggered. As you can have a look at here, it is not getting triggered. At the same mode of time, when I just double click, as you can have a look at here, it is completely changing into hey world. And this is how we go with the double click. And next we have the mouse enter. Here instead of the double click, I just use the mouse enter, and I just save it, and I just come here and I just reload the site. Whenever my mouse enters into this click, this hello world is going to change. For example, as you can have a look at here, when my mouse cursor enters into the click, the text is going to be changed, means it is changed, completely changed. Hello world is changed to hey world. And this is how we go with the mouse enter. Next we have the mouse out. Whenever we use mouse out or a mouse leave, when you go with your cursor into the click, and when you are leaving, at that mode of time, it is going to change the text or going to occur an event. For example, here we have used a mouse enter. I just use a mouse leave, and I just save it, and I just reload the site. As you can have a look at here, I just reload the site. I have entered successfully. My mouse means my cursor has entered the button successfully, but it is not executing anything. At the same mode of time, when I just leave my cursor outside this button, it is going to occur the event. As you can have a look at it, when I just came out of that click, it is going to occur the event. And these are all the mouse event. Next we have the key press. Whenever user presses any of the key in the keyboard, this event is going to occur. For example, here I am using key press. I just save it, and I just reload the site. When I well, it is not displayed to you. I am just clicking a J function. Well, wait a minute. Well, here is my mouse. The mouse has entered into the click, and now I am going to add any of the key. I am going to just type a random key. Here when I just type J, well, J, as you can have a look at here, it is completely changed into hey world. And this is how we go with this key press. And you can use this key press in the inputs whenever you are creating any form, the form which we are discussing in the HTML. Whenever user just update his file, means if he just changes the name, at that mode of time we can able to use this. And this is how we go with the key press. Next we have the key down. Well, I just save it, and here I comes, and just click, and well, as you can have a look at here, here I use the button, and here I'm going to add the V press, means I'm going to press the V key, and whenever I press it, when my key goes down, not just clicking, when my key goes down, at that mode of time it is going to execute. For example, here, as you can have a look at here, it is changed to hello world. I just you have to just press the key, you don't have to leave it. At that mode of time it is going to occur. And this is how we go with the key down. Next we have the key up. You just need to update it, key up, and here I come, and I just click it, but it is not going to change anything. When I leave my button, it is going to change that. As you can have a look at here, it has changed the completely. And this is how we go with the keyboard events, keyboard user events. Next we have the form, and we have all discussed about the form, and this is same as that. Well, now I'm going to discuss about the events which are related to the forms. The events which includes the submit, change, load, and focus and blur. First of all, I go with the submit. First of all, I have created a form. As you can have a look at here, I have created a form under which I have an input. Input type equal to text. Here I am going to select that form. Here I am going to select the form. As you can have a look at here, I have selected the form successfully, and under which I am going to add the submit, and I am going to add the function. And this function should alert me whenever the user submits the form. For example, here I am using the alert hello world. Here I am using the hello world. As you can have a look at here, I have used the form, and whenever user submits it, it is going to give me alert. For example, I just save it, and here I reload the site. As you can have a look at here, it is the reloading site, and I just give some random input, and I just enter it. As you can have a look at here, it is going to give me the alert. Alert hello world. Just like here we have already written $form submit. If submitted, you have to give the alert, and this is how we go with the submit method. And next we are with the change method, under which we are going to change this into the change. Whenever user changes any of the input forms, means the inputs which are present under the forms, it is going to give us the alert. For example, here I'm going to write something. As you can have a look at here, I'm going to give some random input, and I just have changed it. I just enter it. When I enter, it is going to give me hello world. As you can have a look at here. And next, after this, we have a different method called focus. Whenever user focuses on the form, it is going to make the event which is under the function. For example, here I am going to use the input, and here I am going to select the input. In both the side, I am going to select the input, and I am going to use the attribute under which I am going to use style. And whenever I use style, it is going to change my style, the style of the element. And next I am going to give the border is 1 pixel solid red, and I just save it, and I just reload the site. As you can have a look at here, whenever I focuses on that form, it is going to change the border input, means the border of the input. As you can have a look at here, it is completely changed into the red, because I already told it to change it into red if user focuses on it. After the focus, we have the blur. Blur is as same as the focus. Well, as you can have a look at here we have this thing. As you can have a look at here, it is changed completely, and this is how we go with all the events of the forms. Well, do subscribe our channel for regular updates. Thank you.